Testing, yep. Thank you all for attending this evening. We're here, we're going to start the meeting. This is a unique venue for us, so enjoy the nice weather today, Mark, thanks. Yeah, we do have sign-in sheets. If you could, maybe pass them around, otherwise you can sign in afterward. But we're going to get started on the presentation. We're going to do a short presentation tonight, and then we're going to roll right into questions. So that's probably where we'll spend the most time. So we're going to start. This is for Sprinkle Road at TU Avenue. This is a roundabout project for next year. My name is Jim Hoekstra. I'm with the Road Commission Kalamazoo County. I'm the Assistant County Engineer. Tonight in attendance we have Road Commission. We have Ryan Minkus, County Engineer. We have Kirsten Finola, Project Engineer. We have Moore and Brugink, our Design Engineer, Ryan Ahrens. We have Mark Warden, Communications Administrator, I believe, Director. And we have Randy from the Township. So, Brady Township, and thank you for hosting us this evening. Let's get started. So, we're going to touch on the project overview. We're going to talk briefly about schedule. We're going to talk about impacts during construction to traffic. We're going to talk about general roundabout information. We'll spend a good bit of time there, and then we'll wrap up with kind of a breakout question and answer. So we brought along some boards. We're going to kind of split up, and that way we can address a lot of your questions one-on-one tonight. Hopefully give you better insight into what's coming. So everybody probably knows by now what the intersection is. We're talking about Sprinkle Road at TU Avenue. So Sprinkle Road is a 50-mile-an-hour road, north-south. It's a little cut off my screen here, but there is a center turn lane for north-southbound traffic. East-west, TU Avenue, it does come to a stop at Sprinkle. So a little bit about this project. So it is primarily an intersection improvement project. Again, it's creation of a new roundabout at this intersection. We do expect to have some utility coordination and some utility work as well. We will have street lighting going in with this. And the other big component is drainage improvements. So right now, a lot of what's out there runs off the road into the ditches. With this, we'll be putting in a storm sewer system at the intersection. Now I know typically I bring up this project and I get a lot of questions about TU Avenue from 23rd to Sprinkle as well, so I'm going to touch on that real quick. That is a project for next year as well. So what we are looking at there, admittedly my picture is a little bit hard to see in the dark or in the light, but we're going to reconstruct that road much like the previous sections that we've done on 23rd and U. So it'll be a complete reconstruct, down to gravel, rebuilt with drainage improvements, so some storm sewer on the west end of the project. It will be built for all-season road, so it will be traversable. We won't have to weight restrict it. That'll be good for the trucking industry and anybody else driving through in the spring. It is tentatively planned for 2027. So at this time our intent is to build that in 27, funding dependent. And it should be coordinated with this Sprinkle Road at TU Roundabout, but it will probably be a separate contractor. So we'll have to do some heavy coordination throughout construction.
Can I ask a quick question? When you say coordinated with the Sprinkle Roundabout, does that mean at the same time?
Yes, they will be going at the same time. So we'll get into that in just a second here, but yes, they will be.
Is it going to be a roundabout also?
No, we're only talking about Sprinkle and TU at this time, and then the road section in between.
Have they eliminated the idea of the turnaround at 23rd?
We can address that a little bit later. So the estimated cost of this roundabout at TU and Sprinkle is about $1 million. And we've secured about $750,000 in federal safety funds through the state of Michigan. So it's mostly funded. There will be some funding by the Road Commission as well. And this is the layout of this intersection. You can see it on the boards up here as a blow up. It is one lane, you will notice. It is not like Sprinkle at I-94, which have two lanes circulating. This is just a single lane coming into it. We've done these elsewhere in the county, primarily in Oshtemo and Kalamazoo Townships, with great success. So it is very similar in design and size to, say, the roundabouts on Parkview or Squires and Drake Road. So if you have driven those, this will be very similar, very different from I-94 at Sprinkle, and a little bit larger, I would say, than maybe the ones you might run into downtown in Kalamazoo. So tentative schedule. With this, we are looking to start work next summer. This would probably take us most of the summer to do the work. Our goal is to do it when school is out, so predominantly from June through August. With that, it will be closed and detoured. So I mentioned the storm sewer. We'll be putting in pipes under the road, structures. All that means we can't do that under traffic, so we will have to close the intersection for a time. So the detour route will be Portage Road. We do expect a lot of this sanitary force main work to be done by then, so we should be able to do that without hindrance from the other project. So now into what a roundabout is. So a roundabout is a circular intersection. Hopefully by now a lot of people have driven them. You do yield upon entering, unlike a stop, so you don't have to stop, you yield. The approaches are channelized to slow traffic. So there's some curvature when you approach. That helps slow you down for the circle. The primary reason we chose a roundabout here is because a roundabout is the safest type of at-grade intersection. So where a traditional intersection, four-way, you might have a lot of these red dots or conflict points. A lot of different ways that you could get into an accident, whereas at a roundabout, you really only have 8 of those, and they're very simple movements. Additionally, the roundabout reduces congestion and delay. It improves air quality. It does have better turning radius for trucks. We're designing it for the trucks. We understand this is a route for trucks, so we're trying to take that into account. And generally, people find roundabouts to be aesthetic. My figure here is off the screen, but just as a comparison, roundabouts generally reduce fatalities by 90%. So again, very safe intersections as opposed to the regular traditional design. Additionally, most injuries are reduced by 76%. So again, very safe intersections. I mentioned the crash types earlier. As you enter a roundabout, you're making a deflecting movement to the right. This avoids any T-bones, any head-ons, anything like that you would find at a traditional intersection. So while the crashes are lessened, also the type of crashes are less severe. Now, we also often get the question of why not a traffic signal? And that's a valid point. Signals can be safe, but generally a roundabout is safer. And while a signal may help with some sorts of crashes, it does still leave speeding in effect. Whereas a roundabout, you're forced to slow down. A signal also does contain those high severity crashes, so the T-bone crashes that we were talking about earlier, whereas the roundabout is more of an angled crash, it's not going to be as severe. You don't have the delay at a roundabout that you would at a signal, since it's all yield, there's no red lights, which means you don't have to stop, which also influences your air quality and your gas mileage. So by putting in a roundabout, we don't have to have everybody stop as often. You can get through a little bit quicker. The air quality is better. It's also quieter. So the features of a roundabout, we kind of touched on a lot of these, but the yield upon approach is a big key. This is different probably than you'd find in a residential subdivision where you might have a stop with a circle in the middle or something like that. We do have the circulating roadway and the center island. We also have splitter islands and truck aprons. So we'll get to that in just a minute here as well. So areas for the trucks to turn over. We do take into account a lot of different variety of vehicles. So in the middle, farm equipment, we do take that into account. We understand there's farm fields, there's farmers out here. They're going to use it. We got to make sure we can accommodate those vehicles. Trucks, plows, oversized loads. Another one is school buses and emergency vehicles. So that'd be your fire trucks. So back to those trucks. We have this apron, which you'll see, it's usually colored red. That area is traversable. So it is slightly raised, but still the trucks can run over it and they can still make the turns. We've also started incorporating this new feature here. It's called the truck blister. It's actually on the outside edges, the corners of the roundabout. And that's to help trucks, should they need to turn over that corner and make a right turn. And then of course we do build these for snow removal too, so we want to make sure that we can clear them appropriately in the winter. So with that, you can reach us if you have any questions about this project or any others. We have a variety of informational methods here. We got the phone number, the website. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course our building as well on 26th Street. If you wanted to, throughout the construction season or beyond, you can certainly sign up for RCKC Connect. This is our platform for getting updates on road construction, road closures, anything like that. You can sign up for email alerts, text alerts. Just be aware that sometimes these do come in overnight. With that, we will break out. We'll have staff up here at the different boards, so you can come up, you can talk to us further about this project. And with that, I think we'll end the presentation formally.